Welcome to the Segmented Podcast, the show where we bring you 3 segments each episode, ranging from discussion to improv. How are you doing, Ben?
I'm crying on the inside, but I'm smiling into the microphone.
Amen. That is how I live my life, with a microphone in front of my face. It's the thought that counts.
Have you ever heard that before? Like, if you smile when you're talking on the phone or in a microphone, you just sound happy?
Yeah.
Because your mouth is shaped that way.
Well, yeah, it is. That is a thing. I can tell when someone's happy and when they're sad over microphone. At least I hope I can. So that's...
Can you
I mean, usually you either sound sad or tired, and I never know which is which. So I usually ask you and usually say you're fine. So maybe I'm not as good at reading people as I thought I am. But anyway, Benjamin, what we're going to be doing today is pretty awesome. We're going to be doing a 2-minute improv story. And then
oh boy,
we're going to do a new segment known as Legit Geek News.
This is a fun segment.
And then we're going to finish it off with some one-word story. So, shall we get into it?
We shall.
Dope. Segment 1. We're going to be doing some 2-minute improv story. We're going to have a 2-minute timer, and every 15 seconds, the other person is going to give their co-host a random word generated from this random word generator, which will be in the show notes if you want to use it for anything. They have to then create a story as it changes every 15 seconds with the different one word. I hope my explanation made sense.
And since you're so jumbled up, you're going to go first. I'm going to give you
Oh,
your
yeah,
words
perfect.
First.
Cool. I accidentally just typed in 2-minute story on Google instead of 2-minute timer. So, yeah, I'm kind of mixed up. Okay.
Are you ready?
I am.
Get ready.
I'm ready.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your first word is pounding.
Pounding?
Yes.
I heard the pounding in my chest. The monster was right behind me. My heart went boom, boom, boom as the monster's feet went boom, boom, boom. I was running away.
Bottom.
And I fell into the bottom of a pit. And the monster, I was hoping it wouldn't find me. And it did. I saw it, its big red eyes, look down at me from the bottom of the thing. Fortunately, I could see his pupils, and they were the size of popcorn kernels. And I was able to see how he was more scared of me than I was of him. So what I did was I stood up, and I jumped out of the thing, and he just became a beggar. He was just saying, "Please don't hurt me," in his alien speech of his alien tongue. I said, "You don't mess with me, alien monster." And I'm just going to be completely honest with you. I was terrified, but you know what? You're terrified of me now. And then he says, and then I said, "Yes, exactly, little one. I will bring you back to your own town where you were taken away against your will. And I will bring you back to your spaceship." And he says, and I said,
Thick.
"Yes. Yes, that is a nice language you have there." And I grabbed him by his thick arm, and I led him out of the dark alley and the dark cave of the catacombs, and I brought him into the light.
Dispatch.
Where I saw his family being dispatched by all the evil people. I yelled to them and I said, "Stop! This one is lost." He's just,
whoa.
He's just scared.
That was
actually pretty good.
It's pretty dark. It's pretty serious.
Yeah, I actually liked it.
I'm gonna try to do something like that. I'm gonna try to switch it up and maybe not just go for absurd, but go for a theme. You know?
Yeah, I thought that was actually pretty cool. I
want to note that it was colonel. As in the army position.
Yeah, as soon as I said popcorn kernel, I was like, it probably actually wasn't that kernel.
Well, it's pronounced the same, so you're not at fault. It's
fine. It's fine.
Popcorn kernel.
Are you ready, Ben?
I have probably been more ready, but yes, I am.
Yeah, actually, you were probably
ready enough.
Okay, yes. Your time starts in 3, 2, 1. Plantation.
So I was just working on the plantation one day, not because of any specific reason, but just because I felt like working on the plantation. It's my grandma's plantation, and my grandma's nice. My grandma's a really sweet, nice lady, and I went inside to get some nice grandma's lemonade.
Bikini.
Because I love my grandma so much. And there she was standing in the kitchen in nothing but a bikini. And I walked up to her and I said, "Grandma, I love you." And she doesn't have very good she doesn't have very good memory. So she asked, "Who are you?" and then proceeded to bash me multiple times in the head. This wasn't very funny to me because I was very close to my grandma until she started having
robbery
memory problems. And I assumed it had something to do with the robbery that happened the night before she was diagnosed, where she was also bashed in the head multiple times with a small chair. It's about 6 inches tall, small
buffet.
Chair. But I still love my grandma because of the great buffets she always makes during Thanksgiving. And just huge buffets of nothing but turkey. And I wish there was something I could do for my grandma. She taught me so much when I was a kid. She taught me how to
ambidextrous
make turkey, make small chairs, be ambidextrous, which means using both of your feet when you're bicycling, which I had never learned before when I was a little kid. And it's all thanks to my grandma. But ever since the doctors scanned her brain and said that she had a very bad memory thing, is kind of like ambiguous, but very bad memory thing. I was very sad because she probably forgot the great friendship we had together, my grandma and I, the union that we had. Just a grandma and her beloved grandson going out and riding bikes and making chairs and cooking turkey and
beep beep.
I'm gonna. I wanted to do a really sweet story about his family. But then, there was bikini and robbery, and I couldn't help it. I know.
That was kind of my fault, though, because, I had my words, and then you started your story, and I was like, oh, shoot, he wanted to do a nice one, but bikini's right here, so what can he do? Well, and then you started talking about your grandma, and I was like, no.
It was going to be a romance story, but then it started with plantation, and I'm like, I don't know how to turn plantation into a romance story, so it's going to be about my sweet old grandmama with her terrible dementia, but I didn't want to say dementia because that would have felt a little too dark, considering we're talking about small chairs and bikinis.
I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry because that was wonderful.
All right.
All right. Wow. Segment 2. Welcome to Legit Geek News. I'm your host, Noah Wicca Level 3 Wizard.
And I'm your co-host, Cheezel Mario.
Yes, Cheezel Mario. Yes, how you doing, Cheezel?
I am doing absolutely great. I got some great news for you. I got the top stories, I got the bottom stories, I got all the ones in between. But there's one thing that I know for sure about this show, and that's all the news is legit. All of it. It's legit.
It's legit geek news.
Here.
News spelt with a Z. Legit geek news.
With a Z.
That's how we do it in legit geek news. All right, Chisel. Hit me with your first news.
Our first story, Marvel CEO says that there will be an Infinity War 3 in 2030, and it will feature not only every Marvel superhero, but there are plans to buy out DC and feature every single DC hero and villain in Infinity War 3 coming in 2030.
That is very true. I've also heard that after they plan on doing that and taking over the rest of everything else, in 2042, they intend on making a 4th Infinity War movie that is actually literally just an infinite movie and it goes forever. I don't know how they're gonna pull it off. I
heard some similar stuff, but I think it might come after in the extended universe.
Yes,
when they're gonna wipe every single person's mind at the end of Infinity War 6. And then they're going to do it all over again the next year, starting with Iron Man -1.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, that is and then I think from there they're going to start going infinity in the opposite direction, if I'm not mistaken.
Right,
And also,
as soon we'll have Omega War
Mhm.
and whatnot.
yeah, I've also heard about how they are intending on incorporating some of the Star Wars characters into the
Yep,
fourth
yep,
Infinity War, um,
yeah,
which they already own the rights. I think that's a great idea. Fans are going nuts.
yeah. It's gonna be really exciting,
Yeah,
and they're gonna make a lot of money.
they're gonna
I
make.
mean, it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be a great movie. I'm really excited to see it. All right, hit me with the next story. My host Noah.
Yeah, so that's some really exciting news. Unfortunately, I have some not great news. I'm sorry, but it
No.
is some legit news.
Okay.
The popular gaming conference, PAX, which stands for Pacific Alphabetic Xylophones, as everyone knows,
Right.
has
Right.
recently announced that they will be no longer be hosting conferences in North America, South America, Africa, Europe, Australia, or Asia. They will, from now on, only be hosting them in Antarctica and central Russia. Fans were
Oh.
first upset by this decision, but were then relieved to hear that because of this, admission tickets will be significantly cheaper. In regards to
Right,
this major
and
change, Shigeru Miyamoto of Nintendo says, "I think the change in venue will show who the real fans are." So there's some credibility there.
I think so too, and I think part of the cheaper admission
Mhm.
is because the mortality rate to reaching Antarctica or Central Russia is much lower than places like California, Texas,
Uh-huh.
places like that, easy
Anaheim.
to get to.
Lame. Yeah,
Right.
indeed. But to be fair, Antarctica's a pretty cool place, so I'm glad they decided to go over there. Give it some
Right,
love.
and I'm interested to see if we have a maybe a new gaming community that might start springing up in Antarctica. Because I definitely side with Miyamoto. The true fans
Indeed.
will go the extra mile or
Uh-huh.
extra 1,000 miles
Yep,
to
exactly.
reach the new location.
Exactly. I completely agree.
In other gaming news, though, this is also kind of some unfortunate news,
Mm.
but I'll get to why it's kind of a problem later. There's some controversy, but I guess the initial thing is Namco has announced a new 360 VR Pac-Man. It's called Pac-Man 360. Pretty self-explanatory. It's going to the Oculus, the Vive, and they have plans to bring it to PSVR, but they're not sure yet because of this controversy, because reviewers are complaining that they're having nightmares about 6-foot-tall red ghosts.
What about the pink ones?
The pink ones don't seem to have as much of effect, and
Huh.
usually the blue ones are fine, because a lot of times the blue ones mean that you can eat them. There's also a few other complaints that you can't do it in a regular room. You have to run like something like the actual distance of the playing field from the size of Pac-Man. I don't see much problem with that. I like the realism. I like the immersion.
Yeah, indeed. I
like
completely agree.
getting out of Pac-Man and feeling like I ran out of a triathlon,
Mm-hmm.
But I think they should probably fix the red ghosts. Maybe make them more purple or something like that. So
Yeah,
we have less nightmares.
Definitely. Or maybe they could add some more of those power pellets so they're consistently blue. I also
that's
heard
true.
rumors, correct me if I'm wrong, but I also heard that they are thinking about changing all the colors to just rainbow. Just all the ghosts are constantly changing color.
Well, I think the reason they were even considering that was because when you put Pac-Man into a VR game, you're seeing about 2 white bars on either side, and then the rest of your screen is black, with the exception of maybe the occasional pellet.
Yes.
And so they're trying to spice up the color palette, make it look a little different.
Yeah.
So that when you see a ghost, you're like, oh my gosh, that's a ghost. Instead of just being like, oh hey, look, it's a ghost.
That makes sense. Yeah. In other gaming news, popular video game Fortnite has recently tweeted out on Twitter that, quote, "It has been a good run, but after August 31st, all the servers will be shut down. Thanks for playing. God bless." The tweet has fans stirring and confused as to what this cryptic message could possibly mean. The tweet now has over 73 million retweets and rising. So,
Yeah.
how do you feel about that?
So I've heard multiple views from a lot of people. I personally don't play a lot of Fortnite. My friends I know are kind of split between it. One half of them's like, it's about time, it's run its course, let the meme die or whatever. The other half is like, I love Fortnite. And I know if fans love it, they're going to recreate it on their own, much like something like Half-Life or, maybe other games that have been discontinued, that there's been enough of a fan base for people to recreate it, or rip-offs. Now, the one concern is that many of them are just going to scapegoat over to PUBG. And that's got the PUBG people and the Fortnite people at each other's throats.
Indeed.
But we still don't know the reasoning as to why they're shutting down the servers. So hopefully we get more on that later.
Yes, hopefully.
Over to some other geek-related legit news. In a drunk interview, Justin Roiland revealed that the 4th season of Rick and Morty will involve romance between the two main characters, Rick and Morty, something Justin was not very comfortable voicing. So I'm wondering if this wasn't Harmon's idea, because it doesn't. The interview makes it sound like Justin might not be very happy with this decision in season 4 of Rick and Morty.
So fans are a little taken aback by this, and as you do when your favorite creator in a drunk interview talks about incestuous relations between a grandpa and his grandson in season 4.
Many fans are defending Harmon speculatively. We don't know if it was Harmon's idea. They're defending him, saying that this is the 6th clone of Rick and the 5,000th clone of Morty, so technically they're not related at all. Which I suppose makes sense, but I think just the principle of it is what's troubling a lot of people, especially Justin, who has to spend hours and hours in the sound booth making kissing noises with himself in 2 different voices.
Very true. I think that is all about that one. Popular anime One Piece is coming to an end after over 800 episodes since 1999. Series creator Ichiro Oda states regarding the issue, quote, "The series has been going on long enough, and I think the fans are sick of it. We're thinking about ending the whole thing and starting fresh with a sequel series known as Two Fragment," end quote. So, fortunately, it looks like there is a light at the end of the tunnel with a new series currently known as Two Fragment. We're all eager to see where this will go.
Yeah, very interesting choice. For me, I'd been enjoying every single episode since 1999. I'm actually quite sad to see the series One Piece go, but I'm very excited to see where this new series Two Fragment will go. And many people are wondering if perhaps they're going to reboot it every roughly 21 years, and perhaps we'll see something like 3 section.
Three section, perhaps.
Right.
Maybe.
And I think with that, we can talk about our final story of the day, which is Nintendo has announced that they're partnering with Illumination Animation to make a 3D animated Mario movie. Miyamoto was actually the one who made the choice to partner with Illumination. And apparently it's been talked about for a long time to make a movie at Nintendo, but I think they found the right partner with Illumination, the animators of such beloved movies as Despicable Me 1, Despicable Me 2, Despicable Me 3, and Minions.
And this is an actual thing. This that is actual news. Actual factual news. You can fact check it. I don't know how I feel. I know how I feel about that. That's unfortunate.
I really want that one to be another joke that I just put in my text document on my right monitor.
Yep.
But unfortunately, it isn't.
Nope.
It isn't.
It's completely legitimate, and
it's great. It's great.
Love
Illumination Animation.
They really can do no wrong. Except if they make
every single movie
and make a Mario movie, they could do that wrong.
Segment 3. I don't know if we've done this segment before, or if we have, it's been a long time. This is one word story.
Ooh.
So we are going to come up with a story, one word at a time. Rules of the game are fast as possible. It's rule number 1. Number 2 is you can only use one word. Don't use 2 words
That would
or
kind of
3.
defeat the purpose of one-word
Yeah,
story.
right.
Alrighty then. So, I guess I'm just going to start. 1.
Day
I
was
going
to
the
store
to
buy
some
pudding.
that
I
hate
because
it
smells
like
my
ant.
and
My
uncle
I
was
going
to
my
aunt
house.
and
I
saw
the
giant
that
sitting
in
my
house.
so
I
walked
15,326
millimeters
over
to
the
bank
to
deposit
the
ants.
and
Then
I
slipped
on
the
pudding.
that
I
thought hated
because
it
smelled
like
my
aunt
and
uncle. This is way more fun than I thought.
Have you never done this? Didn't you do like an improv club with some of your friends? Some like
Yeah, but we never did this.
it's really fun in a big group of people. Let's do another one. I think that one was
Absolutely.
concluded. Okay, you can start.
Some
Buddy
once
told
me
the
world
was
gonna
roll.
me
I
ate
the
sharpest
tool
in
the
shed. Gotta finish it. This is so dumb.
well
The
years
start
coming.
and
They
don't
stop
coming.
and
They
don't
stop
coming.
and
They
don't
stop.
coming. This is really stupid. I was about to go into the chorus, and then I realized what you were doing. It also makes me realize how the word "and" can totally ruin the other person's day when playing this game.
Oh my gosh. That was not intentional.
No, that's literally just what came into my head.
As soon as you said some, I was thinking somebody once told me. Oh gosh.
Would anyone else do anything different? Like,
I have no idea. I think
it's just the best thing you could do.
Okay, how about we try one more time?
One more story.
Yeah, okay.
Not All-Star.
Okay, enough of Smash Mouth. Okay, go.
Once
I
was
a
small
pickle.
and
I
knew was
going
to
eat
myself. So
I
went
to
my
aunt's
house
to
slice
open
my
pickle. I don't know what that means.
when
My
uncle
walked
out
the
door.
He
Didn't
stop
me
from
slicing
cottage
cheese.
So
I
went
to
my
uncle and killed
him
with
the
cottage
cheese. That's what I was
then
He
pulled
out
his
flamingo
and
was
very
dead.
This is probably my favorite improv game we played in a long time.
Oh gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Whew.
Wow.
Wow. Oh wow. My like gut hurting from laughing so much. I think this is my exercise for the day.
I think so too.
Oh gosh.
That is the end of our show. We hope you did enjoy it. What did we learn today, Noah?
Well, we learned that PAX is no longer going to be in any of the continents except for Antarctica and Central Russia.
We also learned that if you're Pickle, you should eat yourself.
We also learned that if you're a pickle and you're going to eat yourself, you should also kill your uncle until he's very dead.
I'm also pumped for 2030 when we get to see Infinity War 3.
6. No.
6.
3. 2030, the third one comes out. 2042, the fourth one comes out. And
yes.
Yeah.
The infinite one. It lasts forever. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You can find us on Twitter at Nomich _ and at Tendo. And you can email us at segmented.fm@gmail.com. But the best way you can support the podcast, if you have money, is on Patreon at patreon.com/segmentedfm, where you can get an extra segment every episode, as well as listen to our recording sessions live via Discord. But if you don't have money or you don't love us that much, you can also support it a lot by leaving a review on iTunes or wherever you listen to the podcast. And with that, Noah,
I leave you with the sound of 33 turkeys that is also on fire.
Wow.
Something else.
Whoa. That's a lot of that something else.